I now call the April 7th, 2026 Finance Committee meeting to order at 6:46 p.m. Chair would entertain a motion to approve claims.
Your Honor, I'll move for consideration of claims to be paid in the amount of $285,259.75, manual checks in the amount of $47,602.39, payroll and liabilities for 3/20/2026, and payroll for 4/2/2026 in the amount of $694,905.81 for a total of $1,027,767.95.
I second that.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Johnson and a second by Councilwoman Brothers to approve consideration of claims in the amount of $285,259.75, manual checks in the amount of $47,602.39, payroll and liabilities for March 20th and April 2nd, 2026 in the amount of $694,905.81 for a total of $1,027,767.95. Are there any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, and I just wanted to clarify with Ms. Harris, if we can, the $80,000 for the van, is that for the prisoner? Was that for the one they were replacing, or?
Mr. Chair, the van, it's the prisoner transport van that was initiated and approved in the budget process this year.
Thank you.
Good question. Any other discussion, questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is there anything additional to come before the committee this evening, Director Harris?
No, Mr. Chair, I have nothing. Thank you.
Without objection, we'll adjourn at 6:48 p.m.
I now call the April 7th, 2026 regular meeting of the Riverton City Council to order at 7:01. Councilwoman Borders has agreed to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, after which Councilman Larson will lead us in the invocation. If everyone could please rise and remove cover. Liberty and justice for all.
Cadence.
Our eternal Heavenly Father, we are thankful for the opportunity to be here at City Council. We're thankful for the attendance of the audience. We ask that Thou may bless us with understanding and wisdom, that we might do the very best we can for this, our city, rendezvous city. We're thankful for the gospel. We're thankful for the first protectors, the police officers, and those that put their lives on the line to keep us safe. Please watch over and bless them. Father, we're thankful for all our blessing. We're mindful of the Easter season, and we say this name, Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I see. You can steal those. Sorry, I gotta get a charger for my laptop. This is what happens when you're running late. All right. Ms. Harris, if you could please conduct the roll call.
Yes, Your Honor. Councilmember Eric Carr.
Here.
Councilmember Rebecca Brothers.
Here.
Councilmember Mike Bailey.
Here.
Councilmember Carla Borders.
Here.
Councilmember Kyle Larson.
Here.
Councilmember Karen Johnson. Mayor Tim Hancock.
I'm here. I declare we have a quorum and a full house. If anybody comes in and they don't have anywhere to sit, there's some seats in the front here. I know everybody loves to sit in the front. Cindy's right there. You can come sit by her. I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda, adding a new item after item 6 titled Retirement Recognition, Christy Peterson, removing item 13, Airport Lease Agreements, amending item 18, Consideration of Bid Wastewater Treatment Plant Tank Rehabilitation, to correctly read Consideration of Bid Water Treatment Plant Tank Rehabilitation, two very different places, but typo there. Everything else to remain the same, however.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Johnson, second by Councilwoman Borders. Any other discussion on that? Anything else we want to add? Just for fun? No? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. I vote aye. Motion passes in the affirmative. Retirement recognition. Christy Peterson. Where's Christy? Oh, here she is. Community Development Director's report, please.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, it is my distinct honor this evening to recognize a long-term employee that is retiring at the end of next week. And Christy, if your family wants to come on up and join you as well, that'd be fantastic.
Any other Petersons or the like out there? Oh, good.
So Christy started at the city of Riverton in 2000, 6 mayors ago. 6 mayors ago. And so she's going on her almost 26th year of dedicated service to the city of Riverton. That's a quarter of a century, if you look at it that way. That's a long time to be a dedicated public servant to the city of Riverton. Christy really effectively manages the building permit process in the community development department, and she does it very well. She works with the public, she works with the contractors, she works with private property owners and our staff, and she's very efficient at it. She has excellent customer service, and she's extremely proficient at her job. She does a lot of those little things that we appreciate and will definitely recognize in the next few months coming that she does that we probably didn't recognize. And just want to congratulate you, Christy, on a very well-earned retirement for your almost 26 years. And I want to take this opportunity to give you a key to the city of Riverton.
Christy, Gary promised us a 30-minute speech from you. That planned. I wasn't prepared for that. No, you don't need to say anything. But could you introduce who you have with you, please, if you don't mind?
My husband Daryl, my son Austin, his wife Abigail, grandkids have Vaughn and Indy.
Well, thank you very much for your hard work.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Christy.
Thank you.
We'll miss seeing you around. Thank you.
I'll miss seeing you too. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for such a You were very good.
Congratulations. Enjoy retirement.
She was the nicest one to deal with.
We have a lot of excellent employees at the city of Riverton, but I would say that I can think of, Christy is definitely in some of the top ones that I would say demonstrate excellence in service to the Rendezvous City. So someone was, you know, where did I get that from? Well, I didn't get that from anywhere. That's our mission statement for the city of Riverton. And so I think that, Christy, for the last 26 years, you've done very well at really having that, have a face for many people in the community, and appreciate your hard work, and certainly hope you enjoy your retirement just as much as you can. Spend a lot of time with the grandkids, because they look like they're a lot of fun. And they're actually being pretty quiet, which I can't say that my kids would do the same. Not even my 17-year-old, who may or may not be out there today. All right, next up, we have introduction and oath of office. Dispatcher, police chief's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So tonight, we'll be bringing another member onto our team. And this time, I'd like to invite Kayla Pritchard and family. It's okay. They're coming. Kayla's joined our team this week. Kayla came from Montana. She moved to Riverton in 2022 with a background in retail. She brings strong communication skills, problem-solving skills, and she is a good fit for her new role as a 911 dispatcher. As she begins her career in public safety, she's committed to supporting the community, ensuring the residents receive timely and effective assistance. She's accompanied by her husband, Officer Dustin Pritchard, Mother Kelly, Katie, and son Kyle. So at this time, I'd like to have Dustin go ahead and pin the dispatch badge on Kayla. There's no intent. Jess, please don't kill me. Thank you. Your Honor, if we can do the oath, and Kayla, let's stand.
We could swear you in again if you'd like. All right. So, I'm going to say I. I'm not going to say your name. You're going to say your name, okay?
Yeah.
Repeat after me. We'll get through it all.
Okay.
And if you want a short, if you want to read it rather than just hearing me, because I might pronounce it weird. but get close to the mic. I
I, Caleb Pritchard,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Wyoming,
of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not knowingly
that I have not knowingly
violated any law
violated any law
related to my appointment,
related to my appointment,
nor caused it to be done by others,
nor caused it to be done by others,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Welcome aboard. Then you're going to have to shake everybody's hand, which is probably the hardest thing you're going to have to do. I'm just kidding. Dispatch is a job. Oh, we are too. All right.
Welcome aboard. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing we have up is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week proclamation. And I actually need the proclamation. Thank you, Mia. I was just sitting here looking through everything, and I swear I didn't ever see it. All right, Chief, how about we hear from you first, and then I'll do the proclamation. Does that work?
Thank you, Mayor and Council again. This upcoming week is our opportunity to show appreciation for those who are calm during the chaos. They're the ones that support and protect those on the front line by gathering information from the public. The questions they ask make the difference between a small incident or a large one, depending on the answers to those questions. They make sure the men and women on the other side of the radio are safe and have everything they need to handle the call. Dispatch is the first line to determine whether a call is as simple as a question to be answered, or if it needs something where everyone is rolling lights and siren to the emergency. The Riverton police dispatchers are a strong, quick-thinking, resilient team, and I'm proud to have them and proud of the job that they do for our community. I'm glad we have a chance to show our appreciation to them, because I'm sure there are many times it's missed. For those that have not heard any of the podcasts, they like veggie trays next week and any treats that may get dropped off for them. So now I'm going to ask our lead dispatcher, Sarah Nelson, to please give me a hand with we have for them. And after that, we have special gifts, and then I'll call them forward, then we can do the proclamation, Your Honor, if that's good with you.
Sounds good.
So the chief asked me to say a couple words about the dispatch team. I have a great team. They are, they're there when I need them. I don't have words to explain what they do on a day-to-day basis, and they keep showing back up for this community, for their team, and for the police officers as a whole. So, thanks, guys.
I'm going to call our dispatchers by name, and if they can please come forward. Tonight, they're going to get a certificate from the city for their appreciation, and I also want to thank FCLEF. They were able to supply a special dispatch bag and goodies inside to present for all of our dispatchers. You're good. Caitlin Parker, please come forward. Kristen Havens is getting some much-needed sleep. Megan. Camille Bench. Sheriff Sasma is enjoying a much-needed vacation and is somewhere at a lake with a fishing pole in the water, but I just want to recognize her for all her work she's done. Thank you. Hannah Havens. Brandy Remage is working night shift tonight and cannot be here. Thank you, Brandy. And the brave Caleb Pritchard has joined our team tonight, so thank you. Come on up. Last one, there's a section in everybody's job description that may get overlooked when we specify what their assignments are. And that last thing that's usually in fine print, probably 4 font, is duties as assigned. And this person has helped out for 14 years. And has met the challenge and answers the call and has led this dispatch unit. And we could not have been successful with the job that the team's been doing without her. Lead dispatcher, Sarah Nelson. There's a description on also the job description as answering phones. As some on council may know, there is much more to it than just answering the phones. I'm proud of them. Thank them. This time, Your Honor, we're ready for proclamation. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this. You can take a seat because it's going to take a minute, but then I'd like you to come back up and we're going to have you line up here and we'll take a picture with all of our dispatchers, if that's all right. Does that sound good? I know that our dispatchers prefer to be behind a phone, behind a screen, rather than in front of a lot of people. But, all right, whereas emergencies that require police, fire, or emergency medical services can occur at any time, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who contact the Riverton Emergency Communications Center. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. Whereas public safety telecommunicators of the Riverton Police Department have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients, and whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job, therefore be it resolved that the City Council of Riverton declares the week of April 12 through 18, 2026 to be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Riverton, in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our city and citizens safe. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Riverton, Wyoming, to be affixed this 7th day of April 2026. So before we have you come up here and take a picture, let me just say, I have had opportunity to be in the dispatch center multiple times over the years. I don't know how you do it. I would go crazy trying to keep track of all of those things at the same time. I have a hard enough time keeping track of 6 children and a number of prosecutors and 6 city council members who sometimes act like children. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes?
Yeah, city administrator. There's a lot of people that I need to keep track of in my life. But you do it, and you somehow do it with a level of professionalism and compassion that I could only dream of. When I've called in with the very minor things that I've had to call in for, I've always been greeted very professionally and kindly and compassionately, and I appreciate it. And I hope that you understand this is something that maybe we're going to recognize you for a week here, but you could be recognized all year long. You do a lot, and I applaud you and thank you for your hard work, and hope that even though these are small gifts and a proclamation, that they can help to show just how much you mean to our community. So thank you. So come on up and let's take a picture. Tallest in the back. Yeah, that's not you, Camille. That's right.
Ooh, in front of the candy, good call.
All right, we got one more. Make funny faces for this one. I'm just kidding. All right, thank you.
Again, welcome again. Thank you so much.
Get you twice.
I think this is the 3rd time, second time. This might be the 5th time.
Second time.
Doing it again.
Thanks.
Again, thank you.
Looks like there's a little bit of discrimination.
A little bit.
But it says so.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. And I guess thank you for the family members that were able to make it here too, and for the support that you show them. The one that I recognize right away, of course, is the benches. I don't know how much they do to support you. I know Travis probably supports you. I don't know how much the kids support you, but maybe. Hopefully, Officer Pritchard is going to be supporting Dispatcher Pritchard as well. All right. Well, Let's do reports and comments. Council committee reports and council members roundtable. Oh, I always try to shake this up a little bit. Councilman Larson, have we started with you in the last little while?
Most all the time.
Really? Okay. Well, we can move on to someone else if you'd like.
No, Your Honor, I'll do it.
Please.
It's enjoyable to, we have been given an assignment for the 250th celebration in July on the 4th, and we've been meeting as a group with the community director and planning a parade and all types of festivities. All we're trying to do really is to say happy birthday to the United States. And to do that, we want to have a parade which conflicts with a lot of other people, but we feel that having a parade in Riverton says a lot. That's what I've been doing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work on that. I appreciate it. All right. Councilwoman Johnson?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we had a death in the family, so I was tied up for one of those weeks. I did attend the Fremont Law Enforcement Foundation banquet, which turned out absolutely amazing. It's growing every year. They're doing good things. It was just really nice to see that kind of turnout there. On a side note, speaking as a former dispatcher, that entire group that was just up here hears everything that officers sees. And by all accounts, they are always the first person on scene. And they have to figure out what's going on to share that information. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that they are literally an officer's only link to life in most cases. And they are invaluable people. You can't just put anybody in those seats. And those folks that sit there are very, very special people. So I'm very thankful for them.
Hear, hear.
Well said.
That's all I have to share.
Thank you. Councilman Carr?
Oh, you did shake it up.
I did.
It has been a couple weeks. I attended the Planning Commission meeting on March 19th. I won't mention any names, but we have a Cabela's taxidermist now in town. That was the home occupation that was approved that night, and he is amazing. He had a whole booklet of stuff that he's done, and just is amazing. I don't know if you've ever been to Cabela's, but I just thought that was super cool that we have someone of that caliber performing taxidermy here. So, not that the other taxidermists aren't great in Wyoming. So, other than that, that was my only meeting. I do not believe we have a planning commission meeting this coming Thursday, so scratch that if you were planning on attending. So, other than that, that was it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Went to the Job Corps graduation a few weeks ago, I believe on March 13th, was that 20th? Thank you, had that wrong. Anyway, it was wonderful. What a joy to see what a wonderful service that we have here in town that provides an alternative type of education. And as a teacher, it was just lovely to watch this and to see this. Oh, and we had a guest speaker there that is sitting over here to my left. So that was lovely too. But it was wonderful. And one of the things that I loved is I love to see the camaraderie there that these teachers and these individuals that run the Job Corps have obviously done a really good job, because as people were graduating, I just, the students that were there were just so supportive of everybody, and it was just lovely. So thank you. And thank you for the invitation to that. So, and then on March 25th, Representative Lloyd Larson spoke to our kids, our youth council, and it was a wonderful visit. And he spoke about, Butterfield was here, and he spoke about state funding and how it affects community funds, and it was just really wonderful, wasn't it, guys? I think they'll probably tell you more about it, but I think it was quite informative. He stayed, and the kids just peppered him with questions, and it was a really good example of what some of our work sessions will be like for these students. And then I went to see the Secret Garden at CWC, which is lovely. And then we had a rec board meeting yesterday. And they are doing good things on the rec board. And trying to think what all they were doing. They just gave out their community grants.
Had a change in soccer.
Had a change in soccer, yes. So that put more money back into their grant funding. And they're on their way for the year. And then Youth Council will meet tomorrow here from 4 to 5. Everyone is invited. And that's it for me. Plenty of things.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate it. It was good to see you over at Job Corps. Mr. Bailey?
Thank you. Again, I didn't have any like official meetings since we had met last, but I did also with Kyle and Carla, met with at the chamber regarding the 250th celebration. And again, we're still looking for people that want to participate in the events at the park, and we're going to have the parade, so we need people to get floats together and all that good kind of stuff. And like you said, probably every town in the country in some form or fashion is going to have a celebration, so we're all going to compete for time and energy. And so I think we just need the town to get out and participate and come out and have a good time. And we've got a lot of great things planned. And so, I mean, it's going to be a nice time. So.
Just out of curiosity, have you guys considered an evening parade? So it doesn't interfere with the other two?
We've looked at that, but we've got some other evening things that we're going to do, so that would sort of interfere, so.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then last night I did attend the, and I'm going to mess it up, but it's River Valley Recreation Group has formed to start a fundraising campaign and planning for a recreation center here in town. Again, they're using some of the, when we got our feasibility study done, they're using some of that data, as we're going to be talking a little bit later. But again, they've got a group of people that are getting together and really going to make a hard push and see if we can't make this thing all happen. So it's exciting, and I think it'd be a wonderful addition to the city. And just like all the other things we do, it just takes some money, so. And that's all I had this time, so thank you.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it. I guess I would encourage folks, we often have parades that might be, have a lot of different ways that we do floats, but I think trying to get something really, kind of like Councilman Larson was saying, we're celebrating a pretty significant milestone for our country, and so something that's kind of above and beyond maybe what we might normally do, I think would be a lot of fun. Might be something that the Youth Council might want to think about, as perhaps coming up with a really fun float that the city could do. I'm just throwing that out there because we have Youth Council members. Mr. Butterfield? Oh, wait, no. Councilwoman Borders?
She can take
I almost got it.
I was about to grab it.
You could have done it, and I would have apologized, but.
Your Honor, I have not had any meetings, but I did want to mention the Boys and Girls Club breakfast that's coming up on the 22nd. It's free, and they have Ed McCaffrey as the guest speaker for all those Bronco fans. Other than that, other than the 250th celebration, which is huge, I'm so glad that Riverton is participating. We did have the youth council come to a parade meeting one evening, and they're working on some great things. So that's all I've got.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you for keeping me in order. That's why you're here. All right. Mr. Butterfield.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to start by extending my appreciation as well to Christy Peterson. I don't need to add on to much of what has been said because I agree with it all. But I would say I've always appreciated her in the office, her professionalism, her expertise, and her personality was one that was unique in our city hall and in our community and definitely valuable. I told her the other day that her figurative fingerprints are throughout the city of Riverton because there was not a building permit or an inspection that occurred without her help in coordinating that. And on a personal note, she was always kind to me and my family. I know when we had our first child, she helped coordinate a baby shower. So that is just something that speaks to her personality and her character, and we will miss her. I also want to echo the remarks about our dispatchers. I can say unequivocally that our dispatch center is one that is envied of many others throughout the state, and that is because of the team that we have, and I appreciate their daily and hourly service to our community. So thank you, and I know some of them are watching, so please know that I appreciate you. There are a few other items I want to run through. There will be a Fix Our Road Citizen Committee on Monday, April 13th. That will be here at City Hall at 11 o'clock. And to just be a broken record, we love it when the community comes, and we want to make sure the community knows they can attend that meeting as Mr. Tolman and his team and also the community members plan for improvement projects. On the topic of improvement projects, we will see some interesting activity at the wastewater plant coming up here in the next few days. A 200-ton crane will be removing the dome lid of the clarifier. That is a very critical part of the process to treat the wastewater. And as you are aware, as a council, you help budget for a significant upgrade to one of our clarifiers. And it's rare to see that large of a crane lift something that large in our town. So if you get a chance to drive by the east end of town, you might see some pretty cool things happening. I'd also like to reference that as part of the Fix Our Road Citizen Committee initiatives, there will be slurry seal projects coming up this summer. Those are pavement preservation efforts that will extend the life of our infrastructure before it becomes too costly to do so. As part of that, our city crew are preparing certain streets with crack sealing efforts and also potholing efforts with our Durapatcher. And that's a way to just ensure that the slurry seals are even more durable and successful. Mr. Tolman reported on a partnership with the school district about the newly approved by your action school zone. In addition to that, we want to say thank you to our local school district, School District 25, for also investing into 2 lighted crosswalks in that area. And we look forward to those improvements and know that it'll assist with the safe transportation of our youth in that area. We should note that the yard waste program has resumed this week, and you can always work with Public Works to schedule delivery of green waste items in addition to the curbside collection. I will say that for the 3rd year in a row, I took the most expensive date to the FCLEF event. That's hyperbole. I'm sure that there were more expensive dates. But I had a chance to take my son this year, and he found the joy of the silent auction. And from that, he won a skateboard, and he says, we purchased a skateboard by winning that auction. And the first thing he wanted to do was ride it like a big kid on the skate park, and had a wonderful experience. In fact, there were 2 older boys on the skate park, and they were so nice to him. He said, "Are you guys going to be here tomorrow?" So I appreciate that about our community, and did have a wonderful time at that event. Excuse me, I lost track. I want to make sure that the council is aware of the upcoming summer conference for WHAM. That will be June 3rd through the 5th. And obviously, we would love it if any or all of you would like to participate. Please just let me know if that is something that you can work into your schedule, and we'd be happy to get you registered. Again, those dates are June 3rd through the 5th, and that will be in Laramie this year. I want to commend Ms. Harris and her team for their work in advertising and receiving the community service contracts. There were 8 proposals that were submitted this year, and you will have opportunity next week at a work session to hear presentations from the applicants. And we have coordinated with the mayor and would like to receive your consensus if you'd like to do that meeting at 6 o'clock next week instead of 7. We'll take your direction, but it might be nice for those presenters to start a little earlier and go home a little earlier as well. Anybody have any thoughts?
We're good.
6 o'clock? Councilman Larson, 6 o'clock next week?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be good.
I'm just specifically asking you, because whenever we change the meeting,
I'll be late.
it's okay. I've been late to many a meeting. Thank you.
Very good, thank
Let's
you.
plan on it.
Council will plan on 6 o'clock, and we'll look forward to the presentations from those that have submitted interest. I would like to commend Gary Michaud and his team. They have been working on the Brownfield grant that we reported on some time ago. There will be a kickoff meeting later this month as that project moves forward and provides opportunity to look at economic development and also land improvement opportunities along especially the South Federal Corridor. And if you have any questions on that, I'm happy to let Gary Michaud answer them. Otherwise, we invite you to that kickoff meeting and can coordinate any information. Happy to report that over the weekend, we had 4 applicants for patrol officer pass the physical test, and 3 of those have previous corrections experience. There will be interviews this Monday, and hope to see, as we go through the hiring process, some quality candidates that can join the team that we have that keeps our community safe. I'd like to highlight Representative Larson. I know Councilwoman Brothers mentioned it, but I was so very impressed with his interaction with our youth council and appreciate him for spending time and teaching our youth about the legislative process, and find that that is something that we can always learn more about, including myself, and appreciated the expertise of Representative Larson. I would like to communicate that as we've been working through the process of exploring ways to fund core services, which include ambulance, air service, and ground transportation, there was success with other communities in that 4 of the municipalities have passed resolutions of support similar to what this body has done along with the county commission. However, there is further discussion that is going on with the county commission at this time, and they're exploring a couple of variables. They will have a work session next week as it relates to the potential funding opportunity for these core services. The questions that I see that they're asking is whether or not it is best to propose a 0.75% economic development tax or a general purpose optional sales tax. And then they also are raising questions about whether it is best to run that on the primary ballot or the general ballot. With the resolutions that have already passed, statute has been met as far as the requirements to get something on the ballot, but the commission may choose to look at some other options. And I encourage our community, you as an elected body, and also staff to follow that and see which direction we see that the county commission would like to go. Finally, I do want to report that our Public Works team, specifically the airport team, is working through some issues as it relates to our fixed base operator. That's the entity that provides fuel to general aviation operations and commercial operations. I'm grateful for the coordination between our team, the FBO team, and also our airline. And what we found is that they did have to put a hold on selling fuel for a few days, but we we expect to be back online as some necessary improvements to the assets that the FBO owns are made. And just want to make sure that you're aware of that and our community is aware that we are working through those issues, and appreciate the work of Mr. Toman and Mr. Ransom as they've coordinated with SkyWest Airlines, Classic Aviation, and then also the fuel supplier, Phillips 66. That was a pretty exhaustive list, Your Honor. I apologize, but it's been a while since we've met, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you. I would also wanted to make sure that our youth council had an opportunity to report. We have some representatives here in the audience, so if you'd like to come up, tell us your name, your zodiac sign, your favorite, no, I'm just kidding. Just come up here, tell us your name and what's been going on with the youth council.
They'll die without a script.
Fine.
Sure,
We're
you
good.
say that.
We'll spitball it. I'm Royce. My zodiac sign is ox. No, just kidding. And my favorite color is red. No, just kidding. With me, I have James Pearson and our newest member, Braden Thacker. And we're just all very excited to talk to you guys. So greetings once again. We're very excited about our chance to be here and communicate our efforts from this past month with you guys, or you council members. We at the RYC have been striving to do the best that we can as a part of this program, and we are very grateful that we've been given so many opportunities in this past month. And I'm very personally proud of the different plans and things that we have set in motion. I kind of set up how to do this. I'll kind of give my remarks, and then we'll have my associates talk to you. So last month was a little unique, but we had pretty much had meetings the entirety of March. We had a regular council meetings, but we also had a planning session where we did a bunch of goals. We effectively set up what we wanted to, kind of an overall examination of what we wanted to do as a part of the RYC, similar to what the council does. And then we also had the meeting with the legislator, Lloyd Larson. We also had the opportunity, I wasn't personally able to, but we were able to be volunteers for the ball gowns and badges. And we also were able to attend the city council meeting with the school signs and the idea of changing that area to a school zone. So definitely I've been at it a little bit, but all right, Braden.
Yeah, my name's Braden Thacker. I don't know my zodiac sign, unfortunately, but he does somehow. But
Ox is not a zodiac sign.
oh,
Taurus.
I don't know my zodiac sign.
Yeah.
I know like
Yeah.
Cancer. That's it.
I don't know.
You're good. You're good, Braden.
All right, thank you.
I try to tease you guys just because you're a good group and you're fun to have here. You bring a great light to our meetings.
Yeah. Earlier this year, I was finally put on the Riverton Youth Council, and I was surprised on how a group that was formed so recently could be so organized. The officers of the RYC have done an exceptional job at organization and running the group, such as Youth Councilwoman Bauer, Miller, Balds, and also Chair Hancock, and so many others. The Youth Council so far has done a very exceptional job at organization, including setting our goals. The RYC goal-setting meeting was extremely productive, and I think I can speak for the Youth Council entirely when we say that we're very grateful for Mr. Machado. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name, but I think I pronounced it right. But thank you so much for helping us in our goal-setting meeting. And also, as Royce mentioned previously, we had a work session with State Representative Lloyd Larson, and we learned the impact of funding and also has his life as a legislator, and once more, it was very productive. We also plan on supporting and volunteering at the upcoming 4th of July parade in any way we can. We overall have just had a very productive and exciting past few weeks, and I am personally very grateful to get the opportunity to serve in this organization, so it's been a pleasure, and I'll pass it on to James now.
I'm James Pearson. Zodiac sign is Scorpio.
Nice.
You knew that?
Yeah.
He should. This is the
Wow.
same as mine.
So, up here it says, we will be collaborating with Interact to do the Senior Tech Day, April 11th. I don't know much about that. So if you have any questions, ask one of these two. But what I do know more about is the library. I'm sure we've all been to one before. Very important place, very cool, bunch of books. We went to a library meeting there, a teen advisory night a while ago. It was us and a few others. And we talked about just getting people involved in the library and getting groups there. He brought it up at the planning on our goal-setting meeting for exactly how we should go about getting people to be involved in the library and with just engagement in that. So he decided we should create a committee involving the library and teen advisory. So stuff with just getting groups to be able to participate in things there and being able to create new clubs because there's money on the table there. Just create new clubs for the library to get a lot more people to come in. I would also like to talk about something that Capri or Councilwoman Miller brought up. She's talked about a lot is nonprofits, helping nonprofits, supporting them, just being able to collaborate with them a lot more. So she's created like a calendar for that purpose with a bunch of events and the dates and stuff of when these things would be going on. That's kind of all I have to talk about today. So.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Pearson.
Basically, all that I can really say is I was not necessarily surprised because I really like the people who are part of the RYC, but pleasantly surprised at the fact that throughout this last month, we were able to have so much engagement. When it came to our goal-setting meeting, we had multiple different ideas, people who were genuinely passionate about things and wanted to really, boots on the ground and really get stuff going with the RYC. And I think that was a very admirable thing that a lot of people were engaged with. I was very appreciative of the investment. Like, we were able to have a very long but productive conversation and meeting with the state representative, and overall it's been very wonderful to see, like, genuinely just how the people in RYC are engaged. And now that we have the ability, now that things have been kind of organized, how much people really want to get stuff done as a part of this program. And I think that's great and something that has been exemplified throughout these past couple of weeks. So that's what we have been doing. But if the council has anything in particular that they would wish to add that we could work on through this next month, and speak now or forever hold your peace.
Anything from the council? Councilwoman Brothers?
Just let me add, as Mr. Hancock had said, we've done the goals, but there's a draft of them. So once we approve them tomorrow, the youth council will be bringing them for your approval at the next meeting because they want to show them to you and have you guys or us approve them.
Okay.
And let you take a look at what goals that they've come up with for the next year. So you'll be able to look at that. But there's a draft right now and they're out there and we're going to finalize that draft tomorrow. So if you do want to come to our meeting, you're invited, but you'll be looking, once that's finalized, they'll be coming with that at the next meeting.
Next business meeting, not next week, the week.
Business meeting for, council's approval on that.
Great. Anything else from the council? You do good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work and appreciate all the attention you've been paying to trying to improve things in the community and for letting us know what you've got going on. Interact is a youth club involved with Rotary and has not been around that long. I think just came about a little bit before the youth council did.
1 year.
And good group of youth and glad you're going to be collaborating with them. That's a great opportunity. And
Mr. Thacker's the new president for that too, for this next year. And Miss
Yeah,
Miss
I will be-
Tierney Fabian has been the president, so.
I was going to say, you've
Yeah.
got some doubling up there, because I knew Tierney was part of Interact and
Yeah.
the Youth Council.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of like bond there. I also want to say I'm very lucky to have joined so late. Since I skipped all the boring parts, they had to do all that. I got straight to the fun part. I was able to do the cool stuff. So
Most people don't say that goal setting is the fun part. But I'm glad you feel that way, Braden, and I agree with you 100%. And I'm glad you were kind to Mr. Michaud. All right, well, thank you for your report.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, a couple of things that I'll report on. We've got, so number one, I was able to attend the FCLEF dinner. That was well attended. I think definitely needed the larger space, and it was used. So I appreciate everyone that showed up to that. I wasn't able to stick around the whole time for some of the auctions and everything, but it was great to attend and appreciate all the work that went into that. For those who have been driving around, you may see that there's been some work done on striping, i.e. you can now see where you're supposed to be driving when you're on many of our roads. So appreciate the work from our crews getting striping done. And I guess not trying to give them more work, but if you look at the areas that are so well striped and you think they're beautiful, feel free to let us know that there's another area that needs striping, and we'll try to get on it. I will offer our crews for that, but I can't tell you when they will get on it. Verizon, we had a lot of discussion about Verizon, and I guess just as an update for the community, we had counter offered, I don't know how many counter offers we were on with Verizon, and they never came back and accepted. So we're at a situation now where they've got 90 days, and it was too bad to see that happen, but also I feel like the council considered a lot of different options and talked about that quite a bit more than most things and considered it carefully, and I appreciate the hard work from staff in terms of trying to get us some comparable towers and that sort of thing, and also for the council for considering that and looking at all the options. But, as often happens, it's the way the
Cookie crumbles?
tower crumbles, or the cookie crumbles, I don't know.
Tower crumbles is good.
I guess for the community to keep in mind, it is utility rates season coming up here. I know everybody's excited to talk about utility rates. It's our favorite thing to do every year. No, truthfully, it's probably one of our least favorite things because you may know that the way that utilities work in terms of with municipalities is if we have a utility such as wastewater, water, sanitation, as we do in the city of Riverton, those are meant to be self-sustaining. So as much as possible, it shouldn't be something where the water fund, for example, that's making sure that when you turn on the tap, water comes out, and then the wastewater fund, which ensures that the water leaves once you get done with it, those are meant to be self-sustaining, which means every year we have to look at and consider, do those rates have to change? If so, how much? Where are we at in terms of the health of each of the different funds? So just be aware, we will be discussing that coming up, and appreciate staff looking at that carefully and trying to figure out what kinds of recommendations to make to the council. We also expect we're going to probably have some discussion about the Wind River Visitors Council coming up. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the vote was and what it was about, but it was my understanding that recently had voted that they are going to follow the Uniform Municipal UMFPA, Uniform Municipal Fiscal Procedures Act. Yes, I got it. Took a while. Which I think, although I'm not certain, generally speaking, is saying that they want to pass their budget and not have to get approval from the city of Riverton and the other municipalities. Still trying to figure out what that means, but I would suggest that as we go forward, we are going to have to discuss that. Mr. Butterfield, I'd actually ask if you can get out to the council a copy of the joint powers agreement for the Wind River Visitors Council and the most recent amendment, just so as we go forward, everyone has a chance to have read it, so they kind of get where we're at and what kind of decisions we're going to have to make going forward. So we'll have that as an agenda item, but just, I guess, as a preview as we continue. Really appreciate the work of the Joint Committee on Funding Key Services. That group has been incredible in terms of trying to figure out what we can do to ensure that the airport, transportation, as well as, and when I say transportation, ground transportation, as well as ambulance are funded going forward. As Mr. Butterfield had indicated, we had recently passed a resolution in support of their funding through an economic development tax that has been approved by 4 communities as well as the county. The county is continuing to discuss going forward if they want to modify or talk about that more. Just would encourage you to keep an eye on that and be aware. I consider it a very important discussion as we go forward, and the problem that we have is that we are under a tight timeline. Actually, it was our understanding when the resolution was passed that we had to get the resolution to the county clerk by the end of March. But now they're saying, oh, well, it actually could have been the end of April. Feels a little bit like moving the ball, but whatever it is that's going on there, we've been trying to be responsive to that from FCAG's point of view, and would just encourage you to reach out to me with any questions. I think that's all I have to report. Other than for those who are interested and keep track of these kinds of things, Mr. Bailey's birthday is this week. He probably would enjoy
Cash.
There
cash.
you go.
Veggie tray.
A veggie tray.
There you go.
But we are getting started with the budget discussion in Riverton, so I would, I guess, encourage folks as they want to, I would encourage our membership of the council to attend meetings as they come up. We just recently had our first one. And keep an eye on the pulse with what's going on there. And I guess other than the update, which was about FCAG in terms of where things are at there, I don't think there's a lot more going on. So I'm just looking at my notes to see if there was anything I missed. Apologize. Okay. Last thing or not last thing, we'll move on to the next agenda item, communication from the floor, citizens' comments. Anyone in the audience wishing to address the council regarding an item that's scheduled for a public hearing, you'll be given an opportunity during that public hearing to speak. If you would like to speak about something that's not scheduled for a public hearing, there's a lot of different people that do different things in terms of running meetings. I personally believe it makes more sense if we have an agenda item for discussion to hear from the public at that time. So if it's something that's set for a public hearing, we'll give you an opportunity to speak. Even if it's not set for a public hearing, feel free to get my attention, raise your hand, and we'll give you some time to speak. If you want to speak about something that's not an agenda item, this would be the time to do so. I'd encourage you to come up to the podium, tell us your name and any organization that you're with if you could, and then I'd ask you to keep your comments to 5 minutes if you're an individual, 10 minutes if you're part of a group, split it up between you and the other members of the group. We'd ask you to refrain from fighting words, direct criticism or attacking another individual, anything like that, but would certainly love to hear from you. Feel free to come up. Sorry, that's a long explanation, and I've tried to shorten it down, and I just haven't been able to figure out a way to.
Your Honor, council members, I'm John Cornder. I own Fix It Right Auto and Truck Repair here in Riverton, down by the city shop. I'm here tonight to ask about having a annual memorial car show. And this car show will be called the Hank Iden, Jack Goddard Memorial Car Show. These are 2 guys in Riverton that basically grew up in Riverton. They love cars, and they're my mentors. I'm looking at, I would like to have the city park. I know that there's been, in the past, there's been some stipulation about city park. I have insurance lined up. the insurance also covers like food vendors on my side, that if someone was to get sick from a food vendor, then my insurance covers them. I'm looking at, I've been in contact with people, I'm looking at 70 to 100 cars. And I'm looking at June 6th, which is only short of 2 months away. So I'd like your input. My second choice, if it's not City Park, would be your Town Hall parking lot. And the reason that I like those two areas is because there's already a lot of food vendors there. And they're on a main drag where a lot of people sees it. This is gonna be a cash in, cash out. It's gonna be a low, the general public is no charge, no admission. The entry fee is gonna be $20. And like I said, the money that comes in is money that goes out. If there's any profit to be made, it will go to Boys and Girls Club. That's what I have to say. If you guys need to hash it out and get back with me, I get it.
How are we on City Park for June 6th? I was just going to pull up the calendar.
Your Honor, we can definitely look at that, and perhaps we can work with Mr. Cornder to go through the special event permit application, and as staff, we'll be as supportive as we can and definitely coordinate with you, so.
Like I said, this is I absolutely want this as a no profit. You know, if I can donate to Boys and Girls Club or Eagles Hope, those are my two main that I'd like to give to, if there's anything left over. But at $20 a car, even if you have $100, you know, I mean, if you have 100 cars, that's still $2,000. My insurance is not high. It's $300 for the event. It's with Smart Insurance, and he said, just give me a date. You know, that's basically all he needs. I would say that there's going to be food vendors. The only other problem that I foresee is if I get cars and trailers that come from out of town, they're going to need somewhere to park.
Well, this would typically be something that would be handled through permit process with the staff. Just Mr. Butterfield is here, Mr. Toman, Ms. Harris, all of those three individuals could help you out with that.
Okay.
I think from our perspective, it sounds great.
Okay.
We'll do what we can to support you.
And I think it'll benefit Riverton, even if the small benefit is on the end, and I think it will grow.
And I certainly appreciate your idea to be recognizing Hank and Jack. That's incredible.
In fact, what my idea is to have Brenda, which is Hank's widow, to have her give out an annual award, and same thing with Zeke Goddard, for him to hand out an annual, a memorial award, besides the trophies that will be for best car or on down the line. But the two most important will be that.
Well, that sounds great. Like I said, definitely would encourage you to get with Mr. Butterfield.
Okay.
And I think from our perspective, we'll do what we can to support, but
Right on.
would usually be something that staff would make sure that date works, everything's in order. Kind of like you said, making sure that we have insurance that's going to cover whatever might come up during that.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming in and discussing that with us, Mr.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you do. And Mr. Larson, I appreciate your prayer.
Your Honor, if I could, I just wanted to let Mr. Cornder know maybe he should talk to Ms. Olson about promoting your event, which is an awesome idea.
That's a good idea. There you go.
Yeah, and those car shows are always a great attraction. People love to come
Oh, I
and
love those.
walk through them and see all the neat old cars. So I think it's a great idea.
Bring all my,
Well, I think
always
any
bring the
opportunity
kids.
for vendors too, it's always
Yeah,
fun to have
yeah.
food vendors.
I might put them over.
I always bring the boys, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Motorcycles are good, especially when they're parked.
That's great. Hey.
Good evening. I forget to introduce myself because I forget about the audience. So, Cindy Olson-Roden, Executive Director of the Riverton Chamber and Visitor Center. In your packets, wait a minute for those to get around, we've got a lunch and learn this Friday Our speaker will be Tim Nichols with WRTA. He is going to talk about the ground transportation portion of the 3/4% tax, what that looks like. I also asked him what he thought about talking just a little bit about the EMS part of it, you know, how we are here from where we used to be, where the county paid, and he thought he might try to grab Mick Pryor in there for a minute and have him help discuss it. This is just to inform, get as much information out there as we can, educate about this tax. And then Kyle Butterfield has agreed to do a lunch and learn in August for us. So he's going to talk about the airport and what he knows about EMS as well. So we're just trying to educate, inform. Then the next page in the packet is our after hours, which is next week, on the 16th. Riverton Hampton Inn is going to host that for us. We're going to have 3 nonprofits. The Riverton Rendezvous Balloon Club will be one of those, along with the Riverton Museum and the Wyoming Weapons Collection Association, which is the gun show that is always on Memorial Day weekend. That is going to be a huge event this year. It was huge last year. It just is getting bigger and bigger. So last flyer in there is the 250 celebration flyer. So we have a Facebook page designated just for the event. And if you use that QR code, it will take you right to that. On the Facebook page, you can enter the parade there. You can enter as a vendor. You can also enter if you want to do one of the organized activities. There's a schedule, an agenda for the day, contact information, so we're pretty excited about that. I'll get some flyers down at the city to have out there. Anyone you need flyers, let me know if you want them at your business or wherever else. We want to just really blow this up as much as we can. A lot of good things going on. Mr. Carl Falcon did say he can't participate in our parade, but he has an extra impression. Is that what he called it?
Suit.
Yeah. He did not want it called a costume. Impression, and we thought it would be great if Mayor Hancock would wear that and be in the parade and maybe hang out in the park all day in this impression. So.
I knew that is where that was going. The minute you said impression, and that I kind of voluntold people for your committee, I knew that that's where you were going.
It was coming.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, great. So another thing, I hope that the youth council has talked to Gary Michaud, or there's been some communication, because we were going to have them help with the parade. We had a designated activity for them to do, and then also with the Wind River Job Corps. Andrea's here, so I'm hoping we can get together on that, or if there's already been some communication. So things are really coming along, pretty excited about that. So I think that's about it, other than if you're talking about striping and stuff. I know we're last on the totem pole, but our parking spots down by the chamber could really use some striping. Okay.
We could look at that.
Our parking spots.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any questions for me? Yes, sir.
Larson?
Is this on the page?
The Facebook page?
So I can copy that and put it on a sign?
Yep, yes, you can. And they can just use that QR code with their phone. It'll take them right to the Facebook page and everywhere there is to enter for the activities.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, been working hard on that. Anything else? Any suggestions? Any complaints?
I think you ought to have Mr. Butterfield dress up too, I'm just saying.
Okay.
He dresses up every year for Halloween.
Yeah.
Every year.
Well, we got to come up with another impression?
Just an idea.
Okay.
Not saying he would necessarily agree to it, but, you know, if the council pushed him on it, he probably would.
Okay, we'll see.
One
Thank
could be in a
you.
British uniform, and we could give him muskets.
We could do that with maybe some of the, you know, once we get some of the election stuff going, right?
There you go.
July, we're going to be in election season. We could
Right.
say, hey, we could just take care of this right now.
Right.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Good afternoon. I am Andrea Martinez Watson with the Wind River Job Corps. Just came to give you guys a quick update on how things are going. We did recently just have our graduation, and our mayor gave our commencement speech. I'm going to pass around some newsletters to you guys. I haven't emailed them out to you guys yet, but I just wanted to highlight on here that this is a recap of the month of March. The month of March, we had Women in Construction Week, which was that first week in March. And then that following Saturday was also Rosie the Riveter Day. So we have a little article in here kind of highlighting our girls that are in our hard trades. We have some student spotlights on 2 of our recent graduates that have left center. One of our girls, Aisha, she is one of our heavy equipment operating graduates that just got on with the, I'm going to always mispronounce it, the Reno Tinto Connect, can't remember how to pronounce it, the world's largest copper mine and it's in Utah. And she's going to be driving one of the big rigs up there. And then one of our other HEO graduates that just recently left also gave a speech at our graduation, Craven Garcia, who also got accepted into the IUOE union and is just waiting on his start date. We had an open house, and we had a really good turnout. At the bottom of the newsletter, we also have a QR code. This will, if you know anybody that is wanting to know more information about Job Corps, it'll take them to our website, and they can apply, and they can look at all the virtual tours and things that we have on there. Then the second week of March, we participated with Tarot in the Union Days. It was a 2-day event, so there's some information about that. Then our graduation article. We had a great turnout. We graduated 66 students, and 31 students proudly walked across the stage. And then on the very back, we have a little snippet on some different events that our Student Government Association has been doing on center. And then we have some big projects on center right now. Our carpentry department is working with the Wind River Development Fund to build sheds for the tribal game and fish and search and rescue. So there's that. As of this morning, we have 116 students on center. I went ahead and changed up the little impact statement and changed it from the very first of the year instead of when we went on pause. So the numbers look much smaller right now, but they're going to get bigger. So as of between January 1st and of March 31st, we graduated and separated 9 students. Out of those 9 students, 3 of them have full-time trade match jobs, 2 of them went into apprenticeships, and 2 of them went into advanced training transfers. The others that are not accounted for in there are waiting for their callbacks on their apprenticeships with the union. And then there's some little statistics here on the different ages groups that we have and the ethnic groups and stuff that we have at Job Corps. So, anybody have any questions for me?
Questions?
Sounds like pretty successful.
Yep. Doing great work.
Very cool.
Appreciate it. It was my honor to speak at the graduation. You have a really good group there, and I was impressed with those that spoke, those that graduated. They've got high aspirations, and they've been able to find some great jobs and great things that they're doing. So keep it.
One other thing to add, because I was just super impressed with the kids. I'm in connection with BHI that is building our hospital out here and trying to get our kids some work-based learning with them. Working on them since before they broke ground, and where they're ahead enough that they can take on a few, apprentices. And so I've been prepping these kids. They got their resumes done. We did mock interviews. And then today they actually did their actual interviews. Originally, they were going to come to center and be able to do the interviews with the kids. And then something came up, so we ended up having to do virtual interviews. So I got to sit in on their interviews as they were doing it. And the fact that, these kids came in not knowing how to even write a resume, let alone sit in an interview, and how impressed BHI's recruitment representative was on how professional and mature these kids were during their interviews. So I was very impressed with them.
Do good work.
Good to hear.
Well, thank you for your report and for your hard work up there. I know Rotary's going to be up there maybe next week. Is that what was discussed today? Next
I
week
don't
or
know
the
that
week
they
after?
picked a date, but
So yeah, June's going to be in touch with me about the Rotary just coming up for a tour because they missed the open house. We're going to talk about me coming and giving a presentation at one of the Rotary meetings here in the near future. And then we have a group of kids. When I called June this morning, we had about 14 students possibly that are signed up. I know for sure we have 11, possibly 14 students that are signed up to participate in the community cleanup on the 18th. So,
Great. All right. Thank you.
thank you.
Everybody get a chance to speak that wanted to? All right. We'll move on then. Normally, we get a little bit further by 8:20, but we had a lot to discuss. Okay, consent agenda. Ms. Harris, could you please read the consent agenda items by title only?
Yes, Your Honor. Minutes of the March 17th, 2026 regular council meeting, minutes of the April 7th, 2026 Finance Committee meeting, Finance Committee recommendations from April 7th, 2026, municipal court report for the month of March 2026, an open container permit application for the Riverton Lions Club Annual Club Picnic at Sunset Park, June 1st, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
All right. Mr. Carr, Councilman Carr, if you can give us the report from the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Finance Committee met at 6:46 this evening and recommend consideration of claims to be paid in the amount of $285,259.75, manual checks in the amount of $447,602.39, payroll and liabilities for March 20th, 2026, and April 2nd, 2026, in the amount of $694,905.81, for a total of $1,027,767.95.
You read those very well, thank you. It's almost like as a career, you've made a career out of reading
Numbers, yes.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
second.
Councilwoman Borders with the motion, Councilman Bailey with the second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye, motion passes. Community Committee appointment, Riverton Rendezvous Balloon Committee. Ms. Harris, if you could give us your report on this.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm giving this report on Max's behalf as he's not here this evening.
I noticed.
He's been working hard. He took the night off.
Good.
Before you tonight is a letter of interest from Kimberly Hummel expressing her desire to serve on the Riverton Rendezvous Balloon Committee. This committee was originally established in 2011 and renamed in 2024. At the direction of the City Council, staff sought input from committee members regarding potential changes to appointment terms. At the February 3rd, 2026 regular council meeting, the council adopted resolution number 1540, supporting the amendment to appointment terms and created a staggered two-year terms as follows. So for now, we have one-year terms, which would be ending December 2026, and those members serving are Michelle Hauser, Carla Kelly, Andy Samuelson, and Luke Walker. We have other two-year terms, which would end December 27th. Those members serving are Jerry Bash, Kelly Davis, Pat Newland, and Ryan Preston. Staff does recommend Mayor Hancock's appointment of Kimberly Hummel to serve on the Rendezvous Balloon Committee for a two-year term expiring December 2027.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Kimberly Hummel to serve on the Riverton Rendezvous Balloon Committee for a two-year term expiring December 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Borders with the motion, or I'm sorry, Councilman Larson with the motion, Councilwoman Borders with the second. Discussion on that? I don't know if you all are familiar with
Fantastic.
Ms. Hummel, but
Yeah.
she likes to be involved and
Does a great job.
does good work. So when she expressed interest in, that sounds great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passed. Thank you. All right, next up, consideration of Resolution 1546, AIP grant application. Public Works Director's report, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the council. In front of you tonight is the recommendation to approve, resolution number 1546. This supports the application for a federal and state grant for installation of a new self-serve fuel station at the Central Wyoming Regional Airport. This fuel station will allow for the general aviation pilots to fuel their aircraft. It'll also provide fuel to pilots after hours after the hours of the fixed-based operator. The fuel station project is one that was put out to bid last fall. Bids came in higher than expected, and then the city council voted to reject all those bids. Plans are made to rebid this project at a later date. This date makes it more advantageous for bidders, a good spring timeline where they can line up work, and then also reduce the scope of the project. A couple items that were able to be reduced is the power routing to the project itself. It's able to use existing conduit, saving about $100,000 off one of the earlier bids of the project. They'll also be able to, we're also in this bid adjusting the location of the tank, making it more advantageous and more friendly to GA pilots, general aviation pilots. And then we'll remove some of the concrete, then also increase the size of the tank, which will have a minimal increase in cost, but not a tremendous one. A couple of the options will be removed from the original plan, but if this option's moved forward, our DERA engineering has worked with staff to adjust this scope, and then we believe that if this project goes to bid, that we will see lower prices. So this application is in the amount of $618,935,000, $618,953,000, excuse me. If approved, 95% of this amount will be provided from AIG funds, Airport Improvement Grant funds. The city will need to provide a match of 2.5% or $15,474. The remaining 2.5% match comes from state funds. Then again, this resolution does support an application that I've attached to your packets as well. This is AIP 64 or 24-64, 2026. This was prepared by the engineering consultant Ardura for this airport improvement program project. And then I've included a table with a breakout of the funds for this as well, so excuse me. This was approved in this last fiscal year as well. There is an increase in cost now, so this is the last actual number that was approved was $563,389. The city will have to match this project with an increased match amount of about $1,300, $1,400. So this was put in the last fiscal year budget. It can be put in the next fiscal year budget. Most of this work will be done in the next fiscal year, and when put into that budget, then the additional costs can be realized in that new budget if approved tonight. And with that, I'll stand with any questions. Excuse me.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Harris, if you could read Resolution 1546 by title only.
Yes, Your Honor. Resolution number 1546, a resolution of the governing body of the City of Riverton supporting the application of Airport Improvement Program Grant number 3-56-0024-064-2026 from the Federal Aviation Administration and Grant ARI 028 from the Aeronautics Division of the Wyoming Department of Transportation.
I'd entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 1546.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Carr, second by Councilwoman Borders. Discussion on this?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Brendan, what What did they increase the tank size to?
Your Honor, the tank size was increased from 1,500 gallons to 3,000 gallons, doubled in size.
Okay.
Probably would have been increased more, but want to keep the cost reasonable as well.
Councilwoman Johnson?
Is there a continuing cost to maintain this once it goes in? And do we have an estimate of what that might be yearly, where airport funds are already tight?
Your Honor, with this, city staff will work to determine if perchance the FBO would take over the cost to maintain the tank, and then if they're getting the benefit from the fuel, or the city would take care of that cost. But yeah, there will be a cost. There will be a cost for electricity. It does have a point-of-sale system, so that it will utilize already existing Wi-Fi, but that'll come direct from the airport building just across the way from the runway. So there is a small cost up to maintain it, absolutely, but that'll be realized in even the operations budget each year. So
We're not talking thousands, we're talking
Just minimal.
probably a minimal amount monthly.
correct, yes.
Any other questions?
Should increase our flowage fee and stuff, so the airport should actually make money on the process, and/or the FBO operator, one of the two, or both, I mean, so.
Anything else? All right. All in favor of passage of Resolution 1546, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Motion passes. We're at 8:30. I've been trying to do better at taking a short break at 8:30. We don't have a ton left, and I hate to do this when we have our lead dispatcher who has been waiting here patiently. But would we want to maybe get through this item and then take a break? What do we think?
Let's just plow through it.
Plow through it? Okay, we're doing it for you, Sarah. All right, consideration of Resolution 1547, Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Application. Police Chief's report, please. Or Lead Dispatch Nelson's report. Thank you.
So this is asking for approval to submit a grant for the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant 2025. I have applied for several of these in the past. We wish to purchase equipment and license to fully outfit a third call-taking station in the dispatch center. This would be huge for our dispatch center to be able to have a full third call-taking station. Currently, we only have two. We do have two polycom phones that the dispatchers can use. However, they just don't work as well as to transfer calls and things of that nature. This would be used to help with our training process, as well as high call volumes in the center. As I'm sure most of you know, any of those Ashanti alerts, Amber alerts, anything that our number is attached to, our dispatch center blows up to the point that those calls are almost impossible to answer in time. So that's what I would like to use the funding. If funded, we would get $17,535.
Thank you. Anything else to add to that?
No.
Do we have the space there for that? I just know that, I mean, are we going to be giving up kitchen space there for you?
No, currently we do have that third, what you could call a station. It has two consoles on it, or two computer screens currently, and we could add two more. In the capital project, I also submitted, which would cover the other portion of this. I did submit for a larger desk that would fit in the space that we do have. So we have the space. It wouldn't be as immaculate as our 2 rows of screens, but we could make do with what we have there.
Okay. Actually, we should, let's have you, if you could, Ms. Harris, read the resolution by title only, and then we'll see where we're at.
Resolution number 1547, a resolution of the governing body of the City of Riverton authorizing the submission of an Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant to the Bureau of Justice Assistance to purchase hardware and software to outfit a third desk as a call-taking station.
I'd entertain a motion to adopt Resolution 1547.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Bailey, second by Councilman Larson. Fair? Discussion?
Are these competitive grants?
This grant is actually a formulated grant. So there is a little bit more work that I do have to put into it because we're grouped in with Fremont County, but I'm feeling confident that I can get that.
Almost guaranteed funds?
Yes.
She's gotten the funds for the last, how many years that you've been?
We kind of skipped a year. I know it says it's 2025, and this is the 2025, but it came out March 13th of 26. So typically they come out in, I believe, in the fall. So they're just a little late on putting this one out.
Well, there was a lot of question and a pause in there that had led to some uncertainty, so that makes sense. But how many years have you been successful with this?
I think this, if I were to complete this one, it would be 4.
That's what I thought. You've been doing excellently. Doing well at keeping things outfitted there and taking care of your dispatchers. And you can see it with the way that they are. They do great work.
We do.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Motion passes. Let's take a short recess. Well, we have a chance.
Snap, snap.
8:37 PM. We are in recess, not adjourning. I want to be clear on that. Somebody tried to catch me on that last time. We'll come back at, let's get back here at 8:45. 5. I am cracking the whip.
Kyle sat there until 8:44 and then got up.
I actually read
I know.
everything.
That's what I was thinking,
too. I don't have any.
Like, Kyle, don't run away.
Next meeting, not so much, though.
Yeah.
I'll be back on my game.
It'll be long.
We'll give him about
Rested up,
20 seconds.
hydrated.
Rested up and hydrated. Do this.
We are back in a regular meeting of the Riverton City Council at 8:46. Next item on the agenda is consideration of Resolution 1548, dissolution of the Rendezvous Activity Center Committee. Mr. Butterfield, if you could give us your report.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution reverses what you had done on November 4th, 2025 through Resolution 1534 to create the Rendezvous Activity Center Committee. Since the formation of that committee, a separate community-based group has organized with a similar mission to advance the development of a recreation facility in Riverton. This group is actively working towards many of the same objectives originally assigned to the city's committee, including community engagement, planning, and fundraising efforts. Maintaining two committees with overlapping purposes creates redundancy and dilutes community efforts and resources. So dissolving the city-established committee allows this community-based initiative to move forward with a unified focus while still aligning with the city's broader goals of enhancing recreational opportunities. Your Honor, I think that pretty much covers it, but I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Thank you. Just to get things going here, Ms. Harris, if you could please read Resolution 1548 by title only.
Resolution number 1548, a resolution of the governing body of the City of Riverton dissolving the Rendezvous Activity Center Committee.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to approve Resolution 1548.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Bailey, second by Councilwoman Borders. Discussion on this. So this, by the way, this is something that is not an easy decision to make, but it is one that I, nevertheless, when Mr. Bailey and I, or I'm sorry, Mr. Butterfield and I had been discussing it, even from the beginning when we had talked about having this committee, I think it was, I said multiple times, if we don't have something that already is a grassroots community organization, we need to do it. And with the work that I think the other committee has been doing, I don't want to be in a situation where we're competing. I think that Mr. Butterfield had said it very well in terms of competing for resources, competing for attention, so to speak, but being able to be doing two different ideas that are kind of the same ideas in the same area just didn't make sense to me. But that's just me. I'm only one person. That's why I really wanted to have this be something that would come to the council for discussion, and so.
I'm just thankful that there's community members out there willing to form a committee and work hard on it. And I think combining resources is much better than working against each other. It doesn't make sense to do that. So I'm just thankful that they're working so hard and diligently on it. So I'm all about it.
And this certainly was not a waste in the sense that we were able to get some people mobilized from the perspective of the city of Riverton, and then some of those people will likely be members of this new committee as well. Yeah. And the group had been willing to welcome them and that sort of thing. So I think it can be helpful.
Just a couple things. I agree. I'm really heartened that there's community movement on the issue. And I'm assuming that the members of this board are definitely in favor of dissolution and then, like you say, hopefully coming on board with the community group.
Yes, we actually had a conversation with two members of their committee, and they were the ones that had kind of, well, actually, so what happened was I had someone reach out to me and say, oh, I've been working in a group to get a rec center together. And I'm like, oh, have you now? I'm very interested in this. And found out we had been kind of doubling efforts, and after some further discussion and being able to meet with some of the committee members, they certainly don't want to have the committee become like a 30-person committee. But I think we're very willing to take on a few of the members that we had on our committee. And so I think it'll work out well, and they were supportive of taking on.
Perfect.
Your Honor, and I think this is going to be a lot of work, and so there's more than enough room for a lot of people to get in and, you know, be productive in this process. And I think long-term, I think there will be a place for the city of Riverton to participate in some areas where the city would be helpful to the overall process. And so I don't think we're losing anything. I think this is probably a positive in the long run, so.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, so, Your Honor, I think the biggest thing is transparency, since it started with the city, and I feel like the misnomer is that I don't believe that it was working with the city. I think it was working, I don't know what the word would be. Yeah, we had our own, they had their own. Yes, joining efforts might be the word, is the most important thing. And transparency on the city's part would be the most important thing, since it isn't in the city's hands any longer. Because, you know, since we were working and Mr. Butterfield had some amazing ideas, and now those ideas are, you know, we don't have those ideas anymore. I feel like that's my concern. I just want to say I am a little bit concerned there, and making sure that we have transparency on that front.
Well, I think, and that's important to say, this wasn't a group that was just spinning their wheels. We had gotten the, we'd gotten the feasibility study done.
Yes.
We were talking about ways and what we could do, where, all of those different things, and then finding that we had another group and frankly don't want to be doing things that are at odds with the other group, I
Yes.
think. And so I really appreciate every member of the community that was willing to step up and discuss this and try to figure out what we can do to get a recreation center in Riverton. Depending on how things go in the future, we'll see what role the city has. But I think at this point, it makes sense for us to step back and let another group take the lead on it. But I do think we want to make sure that any of the information that we've been able to get until this point is given to them for them to be able to use going forward.
They do have access to that, Your Honor?
We'll make sure that happens. I think that'll be a part of what we'll want to do.
Okay, good.
So, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye, motion passes. Procurement of truck-mounted crane. Mr. Toman, tell us about this.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight, you have for consideration the approval of an auto crane to be installed on the body of a collection distribution utility truck. The amount of the crane itself is not $33,000 as is indicated in your packet, excuse me. It's $28,123.55. And that low bid does come from Meritech in town here, and where three quotes were procured on this actual project. But the project itself is actually for an auto crane. This crane was put into last fiscal year's budget, but then was subsequently pulled from it just because of lack of funds. The truck was bought, the bed was bought as well. We have both of those. The truck is on site. It was brought over to the city in January. The bed actually has arrived in Riverton, will arrive in about 2 weeks. So with the bed arrival, the then the truck will be mated up with a bed. Now presents a unique opportunity to actually purchase the crane as well, and then the install can go together and be installed all at once in our city shop. So with that, our city policy does classify this as an intermediate purchase. It's a relatively simple and informal procurement method for securing services, supplies, and other property that don't cost more than $75,000. But in that, 3 quotes need to be gathered. 3 quotes were gathered, and they're listed in your packet. The high quote at $29,127. And then the low quote from Meritech Equipment Company here in town was about $400 lower than the middle quote. So with those 3 quotes, and then the fact that through a couple projects this year, some money was, I don't know if the word's saved, but there was some money that wasn't expended in the capital budget. One was the wastewater treatment plant loader, where there was about $32,894 left over on that account. And then being that this does go into the collection distribution truck, it's usually split between the wastewater and water enterprise funds. So the Marianne Drive and Christie Drive waterline project is a project that, even if bid today, won't be realized in this fiscal year. And so the funds from that on the water side, plus the funds that were not spent on the wastewater side, could be used to cover the cost of this auto crane. And then with an approximate savings about $1,200 to save on the install cost of the crane itself. So the crane does have multiple functions, and staff in the collection distribution have requested this. A few of them don't have very good backs, so it helps to have this on hand. It does help to place hydrants, place valves, also move like thrust blocks in the field. And then there's a number of other uses for it as well that they'll probably be realized after the purchase even. But they have been looking forward to this for some time and requested that I present it to council for review and possibly approval. So thank you for your consideration.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion to approve the purchase of an auto crane to be installed on the crane-ready body of the new collection and distribution utility truck in the amount of $28,123.55.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Carr with the motion. Councilman Bailey with the second. Discussion.
Pretty important piece of equipment.
I appreciate you keeping an eye on things and trying to figure out a way to squeeze this in. Never let it be said that Mr. Toman does not pay attention to the budget and try to figure out and make the most of what taxpayers pay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's the crew that really would benefit from this, and it's just it's a small piece of equipment, but I think the usefulness is going to be tremendous, and it's going to change a lot of the ways they do things. So,
Councilman Larson?
Your Honor, none of us here have run a construction company, but having a piece of equipment at 2 in the morning to fix a leak on Aspen or another area is invaluable to providing service to our dearest clients, our citizens. And it's fortuitous that we have a city employee that looks for the future that can save us that amount of time. I mean, there are other cranes available in the area, but the utilization at 1 in the morning is probably not the highest mode that they want to answer a phone to. And having that in our wheelhouse is invaluable.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
I just appreciate, we're looking out for our staff, reducing the risk of injury to our staff by lifting heavy items and things like that, I think is worth its weight in gold. So
I agree. Yeah. Anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Motion passes. Sounds like you get your auto crane there.
Thank you very much, the staff really appreciates it as well, so thank you.
All right. Water treatment plant tank rehabilitation. Mr. Toman, please give us your report on this.
Thank you, Your Honor. Recommendation is to approve the bid for the water treatment plant tank rehabilitation project to Viking Painting LLC in the amount of $744,496. So if you recall, the city received grant funding from Wyoming Community Development to cover this project. That was just over $600,000. That was to sandblast the interior of the actual tank, replace some severely corroded roof beams, and then also recoat the interior of the tank. This is a sorely needed project. It was put off in the capital plan for multiple years just because of the cost of it. It wasn't something we want to put right into the capital, the full capital plan for the city. And then with this, city engineer James Bruff worked to put together the needs of the project. We thought that possibly there would be some additional funds available to cover multiple schedules. So you'll notice here there are 6 different schedules for this project. So the city put together the bid package, and then it would address the critical items for the tank. The base bid package did include a sandblasting and then applying a new interior coat. It also included the replacement of severely corroded roof beams. The bid alternates were included in the event that additional funds were available. It was later found that actually there was, they would need to mitigate some lead-based paint on the inside of the tank too, so added a little bit to the price. But bid Schedule A covers the exterior overcoating. This is beyond the base bid. Bid Schedule B covers the overcoating of the exterior with lead abatement. Bid Schedule C was to replace the interior ladder and the ladder safety climbing device. D was to complete the replacement of the storage tank's roof. That would be an actual complete replacement and then put a dome roof over top of it. Bid Schedule E was to replace a manway at the 10 o'clock position. Then bid Schedule F was to replace a float on the liquid level reader of the tank. Those items, though a lot of them couldn't be covered, we now have cost for the replacement of those items, so they're put into the bid. So the bids were received March 10th at 2 p.m. Over a 3-week advertisement period had taken place, and 4 total bids were received. They're read aloud here in the council chambers. The low bid, which I had stated before, is in the amount of $744,496. The next low bid, Demanderos Painting, Inc., which is a Wyoming contractor but doesn't apply on this project because it's federally funded, was $896,800. So just between those costs, over $100,000 there. So with this project, staff does recommend to award the base bid. However, we would have to include, so this is about 84,000, let me get that total, $84,496 over the funding amount. So staff would ask that we put this in next year's capital plan as well on the water side to cover the overage for this project. Most of this work will be done in the fall and the spring of next year. So there's a couple ways to cover that, but even in this year too, there is some funds underneath that Marianne Drive and Christie Drive water valve and hydrant project to cover this cost, which is budgeted at $110,000. So with that, I'll stand with any questions, and there's the bid in front of you there to review.
Okay. 85,000 plus 28,000, what does that equal, Mr. Toman?
85,028. Ooh, let me figure that out. I could give you some rough numbers, but I better give you exact.
Well, I guess I'm just saying, you had 110 to work with not doing the Christie Drive project. That's not going to be in this year, right? And that's 110.
Yep.
And you just came to us with a $28,000 proposal, and now you're coming to us with an approximate $85,000 proposal. which takes about almost exactly 110,000. It's almost like you know what you're doing here in terms of trying to,
Give or take.
Yeah.
I've got the total here, 1 second.
all right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the bid from Viking Painting LLC in the amount of $744,496 for the water tank rehabilitation project.
Second.
Councilwoman Borders with the motion, Councilman Carr with the second. Discussion.
Your Honor, I'm confused.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
In the previous, for the crane, wasn't some of the funds from the 110,000 going towards that?
You're right.
So
That's
there's
why I'm
not, so there's not $110,000 available.
Right.
Technically, in order to get this, and we would have to pull from reserves.
You're correct, and that's why I was asking what is 85,000 plus 28,000, because the crane was about 28,000. And the 85,000 that would have to cover the overage for this, because the grant for this was 660,000, and the amount of this bid is 744,000. That's about 85,000 that would have to be paid by the city. So if we have to pay 85,000 for that, plus then the 28,000 for the crane, we're talking about 113,000. So we'd have to pull 3,000, give or take, from reserves, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Butterfield.
Your Honor, no, you are not mistaken, but I think it's important to note that the work that Mr. Brendan is proposing will be completed next fiscal year. And so this award, while happening this fiscal year, will need to be budgeted next fiscal year. And it is helpful to note that the Mary Ann and Christie Drive project was deferred, is what I would call it, from this fiscal year into a later fiscal year, and that helped purchase the crane that you just approved. Mr. Toman is calculating that as part of the ability to move forward with this award, but I think it's important to note that I do believe he plans to propose that Mary Ann and Christie Drive improvement in a later fiscal year. And it's important to note that there are funds in our cash account that can cover this award and will allow you to prioritize the use of those funds as you approve the upcoming fiscal year. This bid just comes in prior to the budget process. And I hope that helps clarify the timing of it.
So in other words, if we're wanting to defer the Mary Ann Christie Drive project for next year, which we're already at that point, that's happening. We're not going to be able to get that done before the end of this fiscal year. We're going to have to budget for that, or we could theoretically keep all the money that was budgeted this year and keep it in the budget for next year for the same project. If we were to use this 110,000 that was budgeted for that, it could go towards that 85,000 and the 28,000 for both of these, and then we would be deferring that to another year, which already is where we're at.
Your Honor, I think that's accurate, and it's just important to note that the budget is an important document. It's paper, though. What's most important is what's in our cash account. And so the planned use of the 110,000 for Mary Ann and the other road would have been drawn against that cash as it sits today. Mr. Toman's just saying we're not going to draw on that, and his priority is to first work on this tank rehab and also that crane that was just approved. I hope that clarifies, because I agree with what you were stating, and I hope that helps answer your question.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And also, it says in the auto crane bid that we also saved money on the wastewater treatment plant loader. We saved $32,000 there also, correct?
Yeah, Your Honor, a couple of things there. 50% of the crane would be put on the wastewater, 50% on the water. So
Yes.
it's only 16,000 per fund. So there is, that 110 does cover both funds. And then the crane would be covered in this year. Mary Ann would be considered next year, as Mr. Butterfield said, along with the water treatment plant tank project, if approved right now.
Well, Oh, go ahead.
Under capital projects, is that what we're talking about?
Correct, yes.
Thank you.
We good then? Any other questions?
Clear as mud.
Well, and it gets a little bit, it's talking in broad strokes, right, when it's 110,000, but as he said, we're talking about two different funds as well in terms of where we're going with different things, so. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye, motion passes. Police Department vehicle replacement. Mr. Chief Hurtado, please give us your report on this.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I was looking at my screen, and it's 3 months ago tonight. One of our officers was on duty and returning from a prisoner transport, and on the way back to the city, another driver failed to stop at a posted stop sign and collided in our vehicle. The collision caused minor injuries to the officer, but it totaled the vehicle and damaged the equipment inside and on the roof of the vehicle. An independent law enforcement investigation was conducted, and as a result of that investigation, the other driver was placed at fault for the collision. The other driver's insurance carrier, Progressive, has been working with the Wyoming Association of Risk Management to finalize the claim for compensating the city for the total loss of our vehicle. The patrol vehicle was a 2020 Chevy Tahoe four-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle with approximately 52,000 miles. As part of the process, the estimated loss for our vehicle is included in your packet, which is estimated at $86,798.08. The city has a $5,000 membership deductible. As we look to replace the vehicle, we want to maintain our fleet. It's vital for police patrol operations, faster than walking. We've been searching for replacement vehicles, closely monitoring 3 major vendors who provide used police vehicles for resale. Those include Asia Motors from Melrose Park, Chicago Motors from Chicago, and Chiefs Pursuit Surplus out of Hempstead, Texas. Staff was considering replacement while we're searching for a replacement for the one vehicle, which is the 2020. We also looked at comparable mileage for any available vehicles that were listed, and also replacement of the same model, which was a four-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle with 10-speed transmission. Color vehicle, we like to stay with the color scheme that we have. Also, we looked at the different options that were available that were already included with any vehicles that were listed, including lights, siren, spotlight, push bumper, prisoner cage, any wiring for MDTs, any significant vehicle damage from prior fleet use, and any additional equipment, and also rifle locks. A couple of the vehicles listed under Chicago Motors shows they still have 2 vehicles that fit. Also, the 2 vehicles that were shown also come with a comparable police Motorola radio, and the value of each of those radios is approximately $4,500 for replacement. And also, the 2 listed vehicles come with prisoner window protection panels. Some of you may know that not every prisoner goes willingly, so we do have window loss, window breaks when they try to escape out the window if we don't have the coverings. So all this was considered for when we're looking at replacement. The estimated future settlement for the city is going to be approximately $81,000 We looked at possible waiting for brand-new vehicle to replace it, but because of uncertainty in our world and trying to get new vehicles sometime this decade would be a little challenge. We would probably anticipate 8 to 12 months before we can even see a vehicle arriving. One of the things we looked at also is the cost of upfitting, and we looked at, staff is looking at getting 2 vehicles for the price of the one that we're getting replaced. The only thing that may be an issue was we don't know the condition of the car dash camera. That won't, Lieutenant looked at trying to see about if that still works, and we have to wait until it's actually installed and reprogrammed to see if that actually will come up and work. The total funding needed to purchase and complete the minor outfitting for the 2 replacement vehicles, should council consider the purchase, is $73,086.54. The 2 vehicles that we're looking at was the Chicago Motors stock number 7381, a 2019 Chevy Tahoe 4-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle for a price of $31,795. The second one is stock number R7382, also a 2019 Chevy Tahoe 4-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle for a price of $34,995. Including your packet was supplied documents from Chicago Motors. They included shipping and a credit for repair done to one of the previously purchased vehicles from company. Included also in your packet were other vehicles that we've located from 2 of the other vendors, but they are either rear-wheel drive, and that tends to not be very useful in the wintertime here, or does not include the full package, which is the cage and window coverings. Staff is recommending the purchase of both the 2019 Chevy Tahoe 4-wheel drive vehicles, stock number R7381 and R7382, for the amount of $64,290 from Chicago Motors. And with that, Your Honor, I'd like to stand for any questions.
Okay, thank you. I guess just a quick question. You had said before $73,086.54, but now you're saying $64,290. Could you clarify that for me, please?
Sure. So the $73,086.54 would be for us to put our own decals on the patrol cars. The actual purchase for the vehicles is the other figure, and for us to completely replace the one vehicle with decaled radio programming, et cetera, would be the $73,086.54 once everything is done.
So the thought would be, though, that we're losing one vehicle and gaining 2 would be the hope?
I'd like to get 2 for the price of 1. That is already upfitted and ready to go, except for decals and radio programming.
Okay. And procurement policy-wise and everything, no issue with doing it this way?
Correct. Sorry, I skipped a portion. So Wyoming State statute requires the purchase of any new vehicle to be accompanied with a competitive bid. The vehicles are used, and this statute does not apply. In that we've done this route, I want to say 3 or 4 other times for the purchase of used vehicles instead of new vehicles.
Your Honor, in addition to what's required in state statute, for our procurement policy, we do require 3 quotes up to $75,000. And as Mr. Hurtado, Chief Hurtado mentioned, that they did try to secure multiple quotes for this replacement purchase. The reason it's coming before you as a council is this was not included in your adopted budget, and so we want to make sure that you're aware of the procurement of it. The revenues will come through the reimbursement of the insurance company, which wasn't included in your adopted budget either. But we want to make sure that you're aware of this purchase, and yes, I believe state statute and our procurement policy was followed to appropriately allow for this purchase.
And then, right now, we've been hearing that the plan is that we're going to receive 81,000. I guess I'm a little worried in terms of checks in the mail and all of that. Would this be contingent on receiving that amount? Is that where we're at, Chief?
So, Your Honor, I would like to move forward with it. We're on the, I would say, the final phases of the settlement between Progressive and our risk management. Excuse me, I'd like to pull the trigger on this because this is a good deal right now, and for everything to come included, this won't last long, and I feel that if we wait any longer, we'll probably miss out. Probably
Makes
won't
sense.
get as good of a deal as either settling for just a rear-wheel drive or a car that comes up that doesn't have all the equipment that we would need.
And we're already at the final phases of it. It's not like they're going to pull the rug out from under us. If it's going to be a difference, it's going to be maybe 1,000 on one end or the other or something like that is kind of where you're at.
Your Honor.
Yes,
And
sir.
that really is our insurance company's problem, not ours, really.
Right. Yeah,
So.
good point. Okay.
Just
Go ahead.
do either one of these vehicles come with a warranty? Mileage?
So they come with a 1,000 mile, I want to say it's a 1,000 mile 30 day. I have to look at the,
Which is what we had an issue with previously, is something that had, but they made it right.
yes. They,
30 days or
I want to say
1,000
it's a
miles is
1,000
what?
30 day.
Well, considering the miles they put on it, they'd be able to figure out pretty quick if there's
Well,
an issue.
Yeah, but one already has over 60,000 miles on it.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
The ability to buy a used vehicle and have any kind of warranty at all is pretty slim. So, I mean, you are taking a little bit of risk there, but you're also saving $50,000 over a new Tahoe or whatever it is, plus waiting and all that, so.
Just the equipment itself,
It's pretty good, yeah. All right, I just realized we never had a motion. So I would entertain a motion to approve the purchase of one 2019 Chevy Tahoe four-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle SUV stock R7381 and one 2019 Chevy Tahoe four-wheel drive police pursuit vehicle SUV stock R7382 for the amount of $64,290 from Chicago Motors LLC.
So moved.
Second.
I almost said Chicago Motors LLC, and it's, all right, motion by Councilman Gray, second by Councilman Bernard.
Bless you.
Further discussion on that now.
I'm not crazy about spending it before we have it.
That's why I asked.
Insurance companies are always a risk, specifically with these not having great warranties. I understand what you're saying about getting a warranty on a used vehicle, but I'd also like to know if there's anything more local, too. And at least to check it. I'd rather keep business local than going out of state for it.
Right? Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
I
Sorry,
vote,
Chief.
No, I appreciate it. I vote aye, motion passes. All right. Last item on the agenda, additional services addendum, self-serve fuel station project. Mr. Toman.
Thank you, Your Honor. For you tonight is, for consideration of approvals, is the ASA, the Additional Services Addenda for Ardura Group, Inc., to finalize the design and bid for the self-serve fuel tank project. This additional services agreement is for the amount of, excuse me, I should have this right in front of me, $28,175. So this fuel tank project, again, is one that staff has worked with Ardura. We've come up with a value-added engineered solution. We looked at multiple options as we put together this fuel tank project, including upsizing the fuel tank so that we can take on more bulk fuel. We also looked at moving the fuel farm and removing one of the older tanks and putting it up there so that pilots could fuel off of the old tank. Older tanks, I should say, but that would remove one tank from the city's fuel farm, and then the city would have to pay for the moving of that tank because it won't be covered by FAA funds. So, as city staff work with our Ardura Group, we put together this option, applied for the grant, which you previously approved, and then within that grant is our funds to cover the engineering, to finish out the engineering of this project. Last fall, just over $80,000 was spent for the actual design of the entire project, sent out to bid, and now we're rebidding it with this, let me get the wording here too, kind of a value engineering added option as well. So this will be the rebid of the project plus the final design to send this project out to bid. So with that, there are a couple other items to note that the city match would cover these funds at a 2.5%. This would be for the total. This kind of is covered in the total amount that was approved earlier of $618,953, and so this $28,175 comes from that total project. Is completely grant funded. This project just is a kind of a continuation of last fall's project with a new grant applied to it as well. So, I'll answer any questions on that. If the council has any questions, we kind of covered, I know, a lot of it earlier, so I didn't want to go into too much detail on stuff I'd already mentioned, so.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion to approve the additional services addendum for Ardura Group, Inc. to finalize the design and bid the self-serve fuel station project.
So moved. Second.
Councilwoman Brothers with the motion, Councilwoman Bailey Borders with the second. I would like to just note, there's a lot of B names on this council, and it sometimes throws me off, just how it goes. And it is 9:30. You're lucky I'm able to keep track of any of it. All right, Councilwoman Brothers, I wrote down Borders. Councilwoman Brothers with the motion, Councilwoman Borders with the second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Motion passes. We're at 9:28. Just wanted to note, I appreciate everybody paying attention and being involved and looking into every item. Your work here is appreciated. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion.
All you got out of me tonight.
I don't even know who made the motion now. Did you make the motion, Councilman Carr?
Or I made a motion, yeah.
Carr. And then Councilwoman Johnson made the second.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. I vote aye. We are adjourned. 9:29.
The